Hello and welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to do a recap of an American romance and comedy film called Risky Business from 1983. But before we begin, beware of spoilers and enjoy the video. The film opens with Joel. Through narration, he explains how every night, he has the same dream. He comes on a cycle and instead of going to his own home, he goes to the neighbor's house. The house door is open so he just walks in. The voice of a shower running grabs his attention and he goes to check it, only to find a strangely attractive girl in the shower. Things start to heat up when she asks him to scrub her back. He enthusiastically approaches but is unable to reach her in the thick layer of steam. When he finally opens the door and walks in, he finds himself in an exam room for college board exams and he is 3 hours late. He narrates that he made a grave mistake and that he is never going to make it to college. In the next scene, Joel is playing poker with his friends while all of them smoke a cigar. Joel is bragging to his friends about how he got a little action with a babysitter down the street. But his friends know him too well and they know that he has never even touched a woman before. As Joel's about to leave, he has a conversation with his friend Miles. He is presumably off to Harvard soon and is advising Joel to make his move. Joel claims that his situation is much different compared to Miles, but he still advises Joel to not care about anything and make his move. Miles also reminds Joel that he has the house to himself for several days since his parents are going away. This means that Joel can do anything he wants without any adult supervision. The next day, we see Joel's parents from his point of view as they pack and leave while telling him exactly what he needs to do. At the airport, before leaving, his mother looks at him and says that she trusts him. Little does she know. After they leave, Joel comes back home and is completely alone. He seems to be having the time of his life as he drinks his father's whiskey. He is so happy about this occasion that he even starts to dance around in his underwear. The next day, Joel is taking an enterprise class with his friend, Barry, and they talk about how they haven't gotten around to working on their business project. At night, as Joel is working with Barry at Joel's house, his other friend, Glenn, shows up with a girl. Glenn claims that he and the girl have nowhere else to go and they came here because they know that Joel is home alone. Joel reluctantly agrees and lets them in. He and Barry start to work while Glenn gets down to business with the girl. Barry is talking to Joel but his attention seems to be focused on the moans that are coming from the room. This gets irritating to the point where Barry and Joel decide to leave. Joel takes out his father's Porsche, which his father specifically told him to not drive around in his car. Joel stops the car in front of the ladies but is unable to say anything. After a race with some other boys, they come back home. The next day, Joel meets Miles and shares how he is making good progress because he used his father's car and broke a couple of rules. After listening to this, Miles thinks that Joel has to take it up a notch and he has to do something even more fun. Miles finds a number from a newspaper of a girl named Jackie who provides the services they are looking for at home. Miles calls Jackie on Joel's behalf and books an appointment for Joel. Joel tries to stop him but it is too late and the mischievous deed has been committed. Throughout the whole day, Joel keeps himself busy by doing chores around the house and studying for his exams. The doorbell makes him very nervous as he goes to open the door. He sees that Jackie did show up but to his bewilderment, Jackie is a big drag queen with a heavy voice. Joel makes an excuse and comes back inside as he absolutely loses it. He calls Miles while demanding that he immediately come to his house. But no matter what he does, Miles refuses to come to him. Joel tries to tell Jackie off but she somehow convinces Joel to let her in. After a lovely conversation, Joel ends up paying for the time Jackie spent at his house and all the effort that she had made. But before leaving, Jackie leaves him a number of a woman named Lana who Jackie claims would do it with Joel. Later that night, Joel tries not to but eventually calls Lana under the fake name of Ralph and sets up a meeting with her at his house. Joel patiently and eagerly waits and after some time, Lana arrives. Joel finally gets the action that he was so desperate for. In the morning, Joel finds Lana still at his house and tells the truth that his name isn't Ralph. Lana just informs him that he owes her $300 while he claims that doesn't have that kind of cash in his house. All he has is $50. He brings up the fact that he does have a bond that he could cash out with. He leaves her at the house to get the bond, which is worth $500. After getting the money, he comes home to find that Lana has gone. He soon realizes that Lana has also stolen the crystal egg, which was a decoration piece on the mantelpiece, and it was her mother's favorite decoration piece. Joel meets Miles later and tells him that he somehow has to get the egg back and Miles offers to help him out. They make their way to a restaurant where they spot Lana, who is at a distance and she is talking to a man. Joel decides not to take any action there as comes out with Miles. However, Lana comes outside too and asks Joel for a favor. Upon being asked, she explains that she needs a lift. Joel agrees to do it only if she returns him the egg she stole. Meanwhile, the man Lana was meeting comes out furiously and demands her to get out of Joel's car. Lana tells Joel and Miles that the man is her manager and they need to drive her away as he is threatening her with a gun. The man starts to chase after them in his car and Joel finally loses him in a series of alleyways and takes Lana to his house. The next day, Lana is still at Joel's house and she is adamant about not leaving, despite the fact that he has to go to school. Joel goes outside to tell Glenn and Miles to go on to school without him, but he ends up going. leaving Glenn and Miles back at his house. When he comes back, he discovers that Glenn had called another girl named Vicky over to his house. Joel is infuriated by this as he goes inside the house and tells Lana and Vicky to instantly leave his house. They offer him $50 from the profit, but he refuses and forces them to leave. As they are about to leave, Lana's manager from last night, Guido, shows up again. Lana and Vicky tell Guido that they do not work for him anymore and that they work for Joel now. Guido just indirectly threatens Joel and leaves. Later that night, Lana and Joel have a casual conversation and decide on going to get some ice cream alongside Barry and Vicky. While they take a walk, Lana suggests that she get her friends together, use Joel's house and make a fortune till his parents get back. She even suggests that she would be willing to become his girlfriend for the next couple of days. Joel takes a few moments and starts to ask Lana about her personal life and how she got into this business, to which she replies that she had to do it when her stepfather kept coming on to her. Joel tries getting her to talk more about herself, but the situation backfires as it seems like Joel is judging her. She claims that she is trying to be friends with him, but he is making it hard. Lana and Joel are talking about all of this while standing near the dock, and his father's car is parked there without the brakes up. Joel's bad luck strikes again and the car starts moving as it ultimately ends up in the lake. Things keep getting worse for Joel as the next day when he gets his car taken out of the lake. He finds out that it will cost a lot more money to get it fixed. But it does not end there. When he goes to school, he gets a 5-day suspension and gets kicked off his business project as well. Joel comes out of the school and asks Glenn if he can borrow his bike. He cycles and travels all the way to Lana's apartment, and when everything seems like it's falling apart, he goes and hugs her. Joel and Lana finally partner up and decide that they will decide this whole situation. They follow up on their idea of introducing each other to each other's friends and thus starting a business. Lana has all of her friends gathered at Joel's house. Meanwhile, Joel goes around and assembles many boys his age, mostly guys from his own school. Barry begins focusing on the finances. Lana hands all the production while Joel makes himself responsible for the marketing and the sales. He convinces guys from his school to not squander their time elsewhere and only use his good services. Just like this, in no time, Joel's normal house turns into a brothel. The house gets packed with people and everyone appreciates the hard work that Joel is doing. Then, Joel is trying to manage everything, but his bad luck yet strikes once again as Mr. Rutherford from the Board of Admissions at Princeton shows up. He is here to take an interview that had been arranged by Joel's father. Joel does very badly in the interview and concludes that he will go to the University of Illinois instead. In the middle of everything that is happening in the house, Joel's father calls him at home, which obviously one of the wonderful women picks up. Hearing a woman's voice sparks suspicion in Joel's father, who suspects that Joel is throwing a party, but he does not know that Joel is doing something far worse than throwing a party. Joel's mother intervenes and takes the phone from her husband and advises Joel to be careful and look after himself. It is revealed here that the parents will be coming back in a day. After knowing this, Lana walks up to Joel with the intention of making love to him on a moving train. So, they pay all the girls in their house as they make their way to the train. But the problem is that there are still people on the train and they cannot do anything in front of them. They have to wait for the perfect moment when there are fewer people around. As soon as the train empties, Lana and Joel go start to do it, and their lovemaking is quite passionate. The next day, Joel realizes that he, just in a day of running a business, has made enough money to pay for his father's car that had been damaged. Joel drives the car home only to discover that his house has been swiped clean of everything. Befuddled, Joel calls Lana, but Guido picks up instead, claiming that she always liked to go on trains. Guido also reveals that he is the one who stole all of Joel's stuff. The worst part is that 2 hours are only left until Joel's parents arrive. Guido then persuades Joel to buy everything back from him, and he's partnered up by Vicky. Joel still has enough money left to buy everything back, including the crystal egg that started all of this. Joel and his friends immediately start to put everything back in the house before his parents can arrive. When they enter the house, Joel pretends that nothing happened. However, his mother discovers a crack in the crystal egg. Later, while Joel is doing yard work to make up for the egg, his father comes and starts to talk to him. He reveals that Joel got into Princeton as Mr. Rutherford loved Joel's interview. Joel finally gets what he had always desired, which is him going to his dream university while having a little business experience. Lana and Joel walk together at night as the movie ends. That's all for today. If you liked this video, then please like, share, and comment. Press the bell icon so you don't miss any updates, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Take care and see you next time.